Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Movie Screeners Club podcast. I'm your host, Sophia FK. The Movie Screeners Club is brought to you by Designing Hollywood Productions in association with Gardena Cinema. If you want to win the chance to have your short film screened in a huge cinema and the opportunity to be interviewed on our podcast, please submit your short film today to moviescreenersclub@gmail.com.
Hi, my name is Isaac Algutria, and I am the writer, director, cinematographer, editor, colorist of Second Chance.
The guy of Second Chance.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about
Mhm.
Second Chance. How were you inspired to make it?
Yeah, so the idea of this story kind of developed as I first thought about it. It's had a bunch of rewrites, and but the original idea, the reason why I even started this is because at my job we used to have a film festival, and we used to, because of the pandemic, it stopped 4 years ago. So a lot of people were bringing up to me like, "Hey, what's going on with the film festival? Are they doing it this year? You know, is it ever going to come back? Are you going to do another project?" Because I was in the finals on the last one. So then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Like, everyone keeps bringing this up to me. I feel like I should do something about this. So I started a petition to bring back the film festival. So it's this kind of mission for the last like 7 months to bring it back. So then I thought to myself, you know what? If I am gonna bring back this film festival, I should start writing a story. And so I dabbled in a couple ideas. The original idea was that the main character was gonna try to go back in time to save his mom, prevent his mom from dying. He was like a typical like low life looking type of guy, like just in like, you know, he had a rough life pretty much, and you didn't expect him to kind of like want to go back in time to save his mom. You'd kind of expect him to go back in time to like rob a bank or something, you know, or you know, catch his girlfriend cheating or something, you know.
Mhm.
And so like the ending would just have this giant twist, like, wait, what? This guy to save his mom? And so when he came back to current time, he would look completely different. He'd be like handsome and no tattoos on the face
Mhm.
type of thing, you know, like it really changed his life. So as I was starting to do pre-production, like I was trying to figure out how I could send him back in time, and it ended up looking kind of cheesy. Like it was really
Mhm.
the first 3 quarters of the film looked really good, and then when that happened, it just took me off of it took me off the story because I couldn't make the effects work. It just looked way too cheesy for me, and I
Mhm.
was like, you know what? If I'm turned off by this, I can only imagine the audience being turned off by it.
Mhm.
So I ended up just changing the story over and over and over and over again, and just kind of getting some feedback, and I ended up just landing on this.
That's awesome. So I have a heavy question. What kind of a filmmaker
Okay.
are you? How do you approach a story? How do you approach pre-production? How do you even kind of problem solve when something comes up and you're already in pre-production for a script that's finalized, you loved it, and the
Yeah.
effects aren't working? How do you approach something like that? Like what's your system?
Yeah, I like that question. Yeah, you just have to be flexible, super, super flexible. I learned that a lot in this in this project. You can't stay so locked onto the script. I have the script right here. It's like 16 pages.
Mhm.
Um, you can't be so locked on to the script, you know, because and what helps too is that because I'm the writer, the director, the editor, I am flexible with that. Like I know like okay, if this didn't work when I was filming, I already know it's not gonna work doing editing. So
Mhm.
let's figure out how. So as I'm filming, I'm editing, you know, so I'm not wasting time with extra shots or anything. Like I already know like it doesn't look good in the on the screen. I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna
Right.
find the right angle.
And I think that
Mm,
having an editor's mind, especially as a director and even more so as a writer, knowing what needs to be in and how to show the story visually is so, I mean, that's what we do. It's visual medium.
mhm.
what's going to look good on screen. And so I think
Right.
having that brain that you do and kind of picking and choosing what looks good and what looks terrible and what
Hmm.
to not waste time on saves people a lot of time, saves people a lot of money, and saves you a lot of heartache in the editing room.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, yeah. And these people that are in the film, none of them are actors. Like I've
Really?
had one guy, yeah, I've had one of the guys work with me on my prior project, and I love his style. So I already knew right off the bat, like, okay, I know I'm gonna pick you for this role. What helps is that I kind of got to know these people ahead of time, so I kind of knew like this is the kind of role you kind of fit in. I don't want you to act as a different person. I want you to be you, and I like your mannerisms. I like what you do. You're just saying it in these words, you know,
Mhm.
and kind of coaching them like, okay, look, try to think of this from the past. Like, did you ever run into this problem? Yeah, okay. How did that make you feel? Okay. That's kind of what this character is going through, you know, so try to think of that emotion as you're saying these lines. So I never did what was it called? Like script reading? I forgot what the that
Yeah,
kills the
line reading.
creativity.
Line
Yeah,
reading.
okay, there you go. Line reading.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do none of that. But
that's
yeah,
great.
we did a lot of table reads. We did a lot of pre-production, you know, just shooting with my phone, trying to find the right composition
Mhm.
using my phone. There was a lot of pre-production, and that helped out a lot because it made these actors or non-actors more comfortable being behind the in front of the camera. And they trusted me, you know, they seen my prior work and they're like, okay, if you say you're gonna make me look good, I completely trust you. So that helped out a lot.
What was it like writing in the voice of a person that actually exists? Like, did the actors read your script and think, "Oh my God, this is actually how I would say this," something like that?
Not at all. Not at all. No, no. I was really I'm really again flexible with
Mhm,
improv. I love improv.
mhm.
As long as a story moves along, it's totally fine. Like if we get from point A to point B, that's I'm okay with some improv in between, you
Yeah.
know, and that really added a lot to the characters, big time. You know, stuff that I would have never said, you know. Originally, this story, like I'd mentioned, was for a film festival at my job. So I
Mhm.
had to be PG-13. So I kind of like I had no curse words and stuff. And the improv, like it naturally brought up, you know, people cursing. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want it in there. It
Mhm.
needs to be in there. You know, in that situation, I don't think you would control yourself in not saying a bad word. I think anyone in their right mind would.
Totally. And then my last question, why should people come to Gardena Cinema and see this film? Why is it important?
This is probably my fourth big project. This is actually the biggest one that I've done so far, and hopefully it gets bigger after this. I've had I think total of like 16 people on this project,
Wow.
from like main characters to like extras, you know. And it was a big challenge for me to do this, and it was awesome. It was frustrating at the same time, but we worked it all together as a team. I think this is a story that a lot of people are going to connect to. You know, it's kind of like your underdog and someone trying to just wait, looking for someone to just throw them a bone, but life keeps kicking them in the ass over and over.
Mhm.
You know, and then this guy just, you know, has to choose whether he's going to do the right thing or not to, you know, get this second chance at life. Being able to come to Gardena Cinema and just watching like a big theater, you know, having that atmosphere, having the history behind it, it's pretty amazing. I just came to it recently to the last film festival, and I was kind of amazed. I was so thrown away from like the vibe and the atmosphere from it. It's amazing. I can't wait to see it. I haven't even watched it on a big theater. I've been watching on my little computer, you know, so I'm so excited. I loved watching everyone else's film too. You know, I really, really enjoyed seeing other filmmakers' work, you know. It's just, you know, it's a community thing, you know. Being able to support upcoming filmmakers, you know, networking is a big thing, you know. I
Yeah.
really love that. Um, yeah, and just having a good time, bringing friends and family, and just having a good time enjoying other people's work.
Yeah, it's a super fun night. Go watch Isaac's film, Second Chance, August 15th at Gardena Cinema. It's going to be fun.
Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome,
Hope
Isaac.
to see everyone there. Thank you.
Thanks so much. See you then.
No problem. Bye.
The Movie Screeners Club is produced by Designing Hollywood Productions in association with Gardena Cinema. If you want to win the chance to have your short film screened in a huge cinema and the opportunity to be interviewed on our podcast, please submit your short film today to moviescreenersclub@gmail.com. This episode was sponsored by Smoke Break Productions, addictively entertaining.